Yeah, see, and so I had sometimes things that I'm used to, I have to check out from. So here's an example, right? Everybody was up in arms about Royce the 5'9" versus Tory Lanez. Is anybody familiar with that? If you're not familiar with it, raise your hand.
Yeah, I heard they actually had a conversation, right?
Okay, so here's what happened. We know that Tory Lanez and Joyner Lucas had got into like a little battle for like a week, right? Then somebody recently, fast forward, asked Royce the 5'9", do they think that Tory Lanez won? All Royce said was no. That was it. Then Tory went ham. Calling him an old head, y'all don't know what's going on. And then to Royce's credit, this is how I know Royce has definitely grew up. He was first responding with the, it's cool, big homie, I'm not saying you ain't do your thing. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not saying you ain't do your thing. Just chill out. Boom, boom, boom. And then Tory just kept popping. He even went on forward to say, I guess he deleted one tweet and was just like, well, ain't nobody scared of Royce. Ain't nobody scared of his name. You could suck my, and he got Tekashi 6ix9ine on him. And, Royce was just like, okay, you remember you said that, and so later on, to your point, Tory had admitted or stated that him and Royce talking, they all good.
Yeah.
But
that's what I saw.
It was the most unnecessary little back and forth Twitter thing I had ever seen. Like, I just didn't understand Tory's lane.
It was almost like it was just a light skin crawl or something.
Like, I didn't understand it. And so, did you see something different that I didn't see?
No, it just seemed like they were light skinned for the moment.
Royce ain't light skinned?
That's what I said. Neither is Tory, but I said it seemed like they were it was like a light skin crawl.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Coco?
I just think that Tory just suffers from little man syndrome.
The Napoleon complex?
Yes, he definitely has a big Napoleon complex. Every time he's getting into it with somebody, like trying to beat his chest, and sis need to just calm down.
Did you call him sis?
Yes, I did. Sorry, not sorry.
Sis need to calm down?
Sis needs to calm down. Calm your tits, sis.
I do think that Tory is probably used to the new era because, he's confronted, to his credit, he's confronted a couple people. He's confronted, help me out here. My brain then went dead for a second.
Drake. There was another person I would feel like a
few
people from OVO.
Sikio. Tavis.
Yeah.
Him and Tavis got into it inside of, truck. He was, quote unquote ready, right?
Yeah.
But I think he's also used to this new era of approaching people who are not used to being approached. Because the new era of people who talk stuff on Twitter, they're not used to physical confrontation. People actually confronting you with your words. And I think he used to that. Royce don't come from that era.
Exactly.
Royce has, threatened people with bazookas and missiles. Online, in your face, right? I mean, he's been about that life. He's daily on the mic, and he's been about the life off mic. And his stuff is documented. And I'm not just saying that because we're from the same city, born and raised, and there's certain things that I won't mention that I probably indirect
so cold in the D, we all know.
And middle finger to the law. But my point is like, I don't think he was used to someone like a Royce and going at it. I think he was more used to the people that when you confront, they're like, oh, well, talking all space in the air versus a Royce was just like, yeah, you remember you said that. Because I know what I read that for. When
I see you,
right?
I'm going to see you. That's what that means.
That means like, I know I'm being watched, so you know what? Just remember you said that. And he always seemed like he had some sort of anger, like, issue. Even with the Joyner Lucas thing, like how that even came about, which I don't understand, being upset when you're being successful when you're selling records. Like, what are you pumping your chest for? Do you think somebody like that, who you call sis, they constantly need, because I'm not going to let you forget that. You think they constantly need to be like amped up? Like you as a lady, have you ever dated men like that? They constantly need this admiration and being like to be told that they're good. You think that's what it is with Tory?
I actually did. One of my exes, he wasn't like all the way on Tory Lanez type feels, but he had moments where it was like you just had to stroke his ego because we all know that the male ego is quite fragile.
Oh man, I feel a side jab.
That was definitely shots fired.
It is what it is. The male ego is very fragile, and Tory Lanez, his just happens to be super delicate.
A female.
Are you going by Tory Lanez? You think he represents all of us?
No, I'm just saying, as a whole, not even speaking on just Tory Lanez, as a whole, the male ego is very fragile.
I don't like my ego being compared to sis. Tell you that right now. I don't think that's a fair thing. I don't. What about you, Act?
Nah, I don't. I believe she got some. She need to check her sources.
Anywho, The point is, I just think that it's really sad, and people like that. It's not even just him, but there are like people like that. There are females like that. They just need yes men around them, but that's not always safe because you need somebody to tell you when you're wrong and when you need to calm down. Not like, oh yeah, you right, yeah, we with it. Like, nah.
How you think the conversation went, Ak? You knowing Royce's history and what she just stated about Tory on the phone, you think it was a ha-ha or you think it was a check?
I think it was a check. It was a quick conversation too.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't have too many words. Like, so when we gonna see each other? So what you trying to do? Is we gonna talk, or is we gonna talk?
Is Tory even 5'9"? I mean, I'm asking that
I
honestly.
really don't think he is. I think he like 5'6.5".
Yeah.
But it was a quick conversation. I guarantee it wasn't no longer than 2-3 minutes.
Nah, I don't think it was longer. But I have to say that the whole situation literally made me check out. Like, I was listening to rock music for like 3 days straight after that. Because I just like, it just didn't add, it didn't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't emotionally invest in it. I couldn't even objectively invest in it. Because that's not something I would see. I didn't understand the continuous hype that Tory was putting into it. Mm-hmm. And you asking for something like around this time, like I haven't adapted to the new era of like, I want to cause a buzz for the sake of causing a buzz. Like, I haven't adapted. And Tory has always been someone who claimed he's about life, right? That he'll check you. But I'm like, bro, like, we talking about somebody who said no. He didn't dog you. He didn't even put a critique. He just said no. Then he even tried to continue this, which I know Royce has grown. Because he even still tried to smooth it out. And that's some OG stuff to still try to smooth it out. And you still going ham? Like, somebody stepped on your toes? Like, I had to check out, man. I started listening to like I turned to a random rock station. I don't know what I was listening to, but I just had to on my Pandora and just went in. So, I couldn't invest in that, man. But